Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. Welcome to Grimton Secondary School. Hi there student 7449, and welcome to Grimton Secondary School, where tomorrow is today because we are researching time travel. It has been determined that you have a thirst for adventure and an uncanny ability to solve the mysteries of this world. You have noticed the vicious entities around us without believing that they are just a product of nuclear waste buried beneath the ground. You have sought out the mysteries of this unsuspecting little district and you will be rewarded for this. But first, you must follow the rules. Come to every lesson with the required equipment. Failure to do so could result in being underprepared for whatever may be present, closely followed by a detention. Be respectful to all staff, students, and members of our team. This may result in death, closely followed by a detention. Avoid getting a detention at all costs. If you can't help it, or you are an idiotic little bean, consult the detention guidelines. Report all suspicious behavior you find. Failure to report may have severe consequences for all students and faculty members. Do not interact with the soul-tearer cult that sometimes enter the school grounds. Report them to the nearest faculty number that is not wearing an article of red clothing. A pen. A notebook. A SOS radio device. A face covering. A seismic wave detection device. A small weapon, E.G. knife, firearm, singularity bomb. Your uniform. A pair of earplugs. A room key card. So, you were stupid enough to get a detention. We obviously don't want you to be subjected to eternal torture, so here is how to make it out of your well-deserved detention alive. Try to sleep. While this rule will not apply to any lessons other than this, it could save you from a lot of torment. Put in your earplugs and face covering. It is best you can't hear them and they don't know who you are. Avoid Mr. GDYLVRQ. He is the one referred to as sir or them. Ignore the voices. The voices may lead you astray and convince you to remove your face covering. Do not tell sir who you are. If you tell him, he will not stop chasing you. Do not leave until sir opens the door. He doesn't like it when people skip. Only remove your face covering when you return to your dorm. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us at Grimton Secondary. We will send a new list around your exam times. Story 2. State of subreddit. Some important clarifications and changes. Greetings all, happy Sunday. After a month of living with the changes introduced in our last state of subreddit, the mod team has some updates/reflections to share with you. First off, as many of you have noticed, moderation has much improved. This is largely thanks to our new team of Reddit mods, recruited over the past month. They deserve a massive thanks for the work that they have put in towards making this sub a better place. A quick note on this point, we are still recruiting. Please feel free to apply here, or let us know in mod mail that you would like a previous application considered. Moving forward, I would like to draw attention to a new subreddit rule, Rule 11. This rule explicitly bans author notes within the title or main body of the post. Want to tell everyone that this is your first post? Do it in the Story 3. Rules for walking alone at night. You have either decided to test your confidence or you've been forced to do this. You are walking along a sidewalk in a local neighborhood when it's dark out. You are the only one there to your knowledge. But you truly aren't. You are never truly alone. I will guide you on how to survive this with an optimal mental state following this occurrence. 1. You walk along the sidewalk with your hands forming fists when you notice something is balled up in your fist. You open it to find this paper. Don't trust the rules in italics. They are lies and planned to deceive you into your demise. The rules in bold are rewritten by previous survivors. Follow them if you decide to trust the ones before you. 2. If you ever see a car coming from where you are heading, then give the driver a wave. They deserve it after what happened. However, if the car is coming from where you came, then ignore it completely. Try to resist looking back towards it, if you can. 3. If you hear rustling in the trees by you as you walk, don't look at the fruits. They are fakes. 4. If you see someone walking towards you on the sidewalk you're on, then continue walking and stay the same path. 4a. If that person is faceless, you must acknowledge its feature. 5. If a car pulls up beside you and stops or slows down, then you must get in, continue walking and ignore it. 6. Don't look towards the windows in the houses beside you. They will stare back. 7. Time will not pass until you have made it to your house. A friend's house will be safe. 8. If you find money on the ground as you walk, pick it up. 9. You will eventually notice that there are eyes watching you from the dark. Pay no attention to them. Continue on your way. 10. You have made it to your house. Enter it and relax, knowing that you are safe. Consequences. 1. If you decide to ignore these rules, you will be possessed by the Watchers. 2. If you fail to greet the oncoming car, you will be far more unlucky in the coming events. If you acknowledge the car coming from behind you, then you will find a book on the sidewalk ahead labeled, The Visiting. It will help to read it once you're home. 3. If you stare at the fruits, your sanity will drop dramatically, and you will see eyes staring at you from the dark. 4. If you fail to continue on the path, you will be rapidly chased by the figure. If the figure catches you, you will join them. 4a. If you fail to acknowledge its feature, you will be torn to pieces. 5. If you fail to continue walking, you will be taken and will never be seen again. 6. If they stare back, you will see them in your own home if you manage to survive. 7. If you fail to make it to your home before you go out, the insane will join them while the dead will be reminders for the next ones. 8. If you pick up the money, there isn't really any consequence to not picking it up either. It just helps you if you survive or need to bribe savage or feral survivors. 9. If you don't pay attention to the eyes, you will experience such trauma through their gazes that it will drive you insane. 10. You have made it home. If you leave your house late at night again, you will have to suffer through this more. Story 4. Rules for handling the radioactive material. Attention! Past this gate is a nuclear waste dumping ground. Do not try to open the vault's gate. If you do, you will face a fine of $50,000. For the personnel inside, the rules go as follows. Do not go too close to the trash while inside the vault. The trash we dump into this vault is different. As in, it's far more dangerous than regular trash. While inside the vault, do not try to break through the lead glass to get into the dump chamber. You need to complete your duties before your demise. All personnel will be required to wear multiple layers of biohazard protection gear. 2. Never try to sneak in. Personnel are only required at the site during dumpings. Never ever go there for any other reason. Dumpings happen monthly. 3. Follow the protocol. You will be required to stay in quarantine for 10 to 100 days after you have participated in a dumping process. The amount of days you will be quarantined depends on the role you are assigned during the dumping. Roles in the dumping. Driver mission: drive the waste from its location to the vault. There will be 5 trucks of waste per dumping. No one is to leave the course that is carefully set out for them. The repercussions for doing this will be discussed later. When at the vault's entrance, the driver is to jump out of the car and immediately bolt into the field hospital that you are pointed to. The amount of time a driver needs to stay in quarantine is 30 days. The flaggers. The flaggers signal for trucks to stop when they arrive at the vault. One of the flaggers will follow the drivers in an armed vehicle. Their role is to shoot anyone who deviates from course or tries to crash. The flaggers will be specially trained for this exact scenario so they don't hit the truck's load. One truck full of this material getting out into the spreading will spell doom for potentially millions of people. Flaggers will stay in quarantine for 50 days. 3. The carriers. The carriers will carry the waste from the trucks into special tubes which will import the waste to the dumping chamber. There will be 50 carriers, 10 for each truck, and the waste is to be juggled fast from one carrier to the other and into the tubes. Carriers are required to wear multiple layers of protective gear, even more so than the observers. All 5 carriers will be shot and dumped into the dumping site. It is absolutely crucial that the waste is not in contact with the outside air for over 10 seconds. For observers. Observers' duty is to step inside of the vault to make sure the waste ends up in the chamber it's supposed to. And their job is also to crawl into the tubes should they become clogged. The protective gear and the lead glass are only there to make sure the personnel stay alive for long enough to resolve all issues during the dumping. After the process is complete, the observers will be shut inside the vault, where they will die and decompose extremely fast. Should an observer die before reaching a clogged tube, a flagger will be chosen at random to finish the job. Those are the roles and duties for the dumpings. The dumping projects will last for a year and all activity will be ceased on October 6, 2025. After this point the vault will be indefinitely sealed and the tubes blocked. The vault is to always be guarded by a team of armed professionals. All surviving participants will be rewarded with $1 million. These rules will be engraved into the walls so that they are always remembered by everyone. No one should be allowed on these grounds ever. The substance inside is a radiation-based extremely deadly disease, which was left over from a failed experiment to eliminate the ongoing rabies pandemic. Please do not open this door. It will spread through fungus, air, water, people. It is absolutely crucial this substance does not come into contact with any organic matter. The United Nations. October 6, 2024. Hey Jim, stop trying to figure out that old mural, it's probably a bunch of nonsense anyway. Come help me unscrew this rusty ass bolt, it's the last one until I'm able to open this baby up. Jim turned around to face his friend and said, sorry, it's just all very interesting, though we can't read Old English. It's fascinating to think this mural was made in 2022, that's like 200 years ago. Jim's friend Laura scoffed and said, yeah well it's not as interesting as what's inside here. Come on, I just got it opened. Whoa, what a putrid smell, right? Must be some old dumping ground. Jim came to see a faint glow in the distance. What's that? I don't know. Let's go check. The two friends walked inside the vault and towards the green glow. The air smelled funny that day on the US East Coast. Story 5. Rules for the Deadlands. You're the one who saw them all get slaughtered, one by one they all fell one way or another. You were the one who convinced them to come with you, you are the reason they're all dead. But alas, you still have one last chance of redemption, one last chance to prove you are worthy to save. Pass all V of the zones and you shall be rescued, if not, then you meet the same fate your friends did, being maimed and torn apart. Limb by limb. Rule I, you will awaken in a cold, darkened concrete room surrounded by the corpses of the friends you've betrayed. Get out of there as soon as possible before the sun arises lest you choose to join them in the incineration. Rule 2, don't try to cheat your way out of the Deadlands. You were sent here for ripping the lives of your friends away from them and as such, you won't be given any easy route out of what you have caused. Rule 3, you are the weakest of the weak here. Don't try to fight your way out. Look at what happened to your friends when they tried that, they're all dead now. And it's your fault for bringing them here. Rule 4, once you exit the room you will be in a freezing cold hall, this is the freezer. Get out before you become a frozen meal for the entities that roam these ashen lands. Rule V, once you escape the freezer, you'll be in the main hall. 3 doors will be in front of you. One leads to escape from the smoldering manor, one leads back where you started. And the last door? It leads to your death. Rule 6, once you exit the smoldering manor you'll be in its fields. Get out of there before the gardeners locate you and turn you into fertilizer for the ashen flowers. Though you'd be of more use to society dead than alive. Rule 7, remain as quiet as possible, ashen entities roam these lands, hunt people such as you don't have a chance of fighting back against them. If you're lucky you can outrun them. Rule 8. After you escape you will have 4 zones left before your escape from the Deadlands. Good luck! Rule 9. The remains that were once your friends will awaken in V minutes, they will hunt you down with all their might for what you have done to them. Rule X. Don't bother trying to kill yourself, it won't work. Only the entities and what were once your friends can kill you, and as a result turn you into one of them. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.